Hey, it's Andre here with APX Lending, and here I'm with George Bordianu, the CEO of Balance, a qualified custodian here in Canada. Thanks so much for joining us, George. I'd love to hear more about Balance, about your story, Balance's story, and then we can talk a little bit about the partnership that we announced this morning. So please do introduce yourself.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for having me here. As Andre briefly mentioned, I'm the co-founder and CEO of Balance. We're Canada's oldest and largest digital asset custodian. We've been around since 2017, and most recently through Balance Trust Company, which is a special purpose trust corporation under Alberta's Treasury Board and Finance. We are a qualified Canadian and US custodian. We have some interesting stuff that we want to announce together.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. And so let's talk a little bit about that. What does crypto-backed lending look like in partnership with a custodian, and what does that mean for your users, for your depositors, and where you think the range of products and services that you bring to your users can go from here?
Just to give you some context, we've been working over the years with a lot of high net worth individuals, family offices, some accredited investors, some retail, even like with the parent company. Obviously, all of these ecosystem participants, they want to do a bit more with assets than just keep them safe. They want to access liquidity, they want to be able to borrow, sell, stake, lend, so on. The part that's exciting to me is we are finally at a place in Canada where a lot of work from Andre's side and with a bit of recognition from the Canadian Securities Administrators, we have a first regulated crypto lender, which is APX Lending. And I'm extremely happy to say that we've integrated with Andre's solution and we've made this public today, and we're making it available to both our clients, the existing ones as well as prospective ones that want to have a place where they can hold assets and access liquidity of those assets, be able to get a fiat loan, CAD or USD denominated without actually having to liquidate, to trigger a tax event, and then to deal with everything that entails. What's very interesting about Andre's product, there are obviously like a couple of lenders out there available in the US and available in the international markets. They typically offer fairly rigid structures. You agree to a loan term sheet, and then whatever that loan term sheet says, you're stuck with that no matter what happens over the next 6 to 12 month period. So what Andre has done, he structured a flexible product where it effectively adds a little bit more like a personalized line of credit, if you want to think about it that way. So for example, the value of the crypto assets that you have over as collateral appreciates significantly. Maybe let's say Bitcoin or Ethereum experiences a 15-20% jump. He can unlock some of that collateral and make it available back to the end user, or they could maybe ask for an additional loan on top of it or do something else with those assets. Conversely, like if they want to just repay part of the loan, like that could also happen on fairly flexible terms.
What's really exciting about our partnership with Balance specifically though is your depositors that hold their assets with you, those assets will continue to stay and remain with Balance. So this is really a unique sort of situation where a Canadian qualified custodian continues to hold on to the assets that we borrow against. So I think it's a very, when it pertains to trust and security and compliance, it's really a perfect storm because you have a compliant regulated custodian, you have a compliant regulated lender working together where the assets remain with that custodian for the duration of the loan, visible to the borrower for the duration of the loan. So that trust is paramount. There's no other partnership like this in the world right now.
It is very important just to stress this out. In most lending arrangements that we've seen to date, the borrower usually ends up having to send the collateral over to the lender, which typically means switching custodians or typically means trusting someone with their security protocols or controls that they might or might not have in order to access liquidity on those assets. That no longer has to be the case, and this is paramount, especially for our existing customers, which they spend their time doing their diligence on us, vetting the controls, understanding the regulations that we're subject to and the regulatory oversight that we have. And the fact that the assets can effectively remain in cold storage without a single on-chain transfer happening and them being able to access those types of fiat loans, that's a game changer for them. And I have a lot of faith in what you're personally building with APX Lending because we're here to support on the custody side of things. We're one partnership. There are many others that Andre has been working on and that has been announced recently as well.
All right, well, George, thank you very much. And we really look forward to servicing your clients. If you're a Balance user and or depositor and you have crypto that you're custodying with Balance and you're looking to borrow against that crypto in Canadian dollars, check out the partnership with APX Lending, and we'll be more than happy to service you in partnership with Balance. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.